Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another election prediction video. This time we have Vice President Kamala Harris up against the Republican vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance. So this is a interesting hypothetical to look at. We've seen this polled before, and Vance does terrible. He also just doesn't have as good favorables as Donald Trump even. He's a very disliked candidate. So again, I think he'll struggle in some ways. He also isn't as charismatic as Donald Trump. We've seen that in the campaign trail where he kind of struggles when talking to voters and getting the crowd engaged. So I just don't think he's the best candidate for Republicans. I think he is one of the weaker options that Trump could have picked for VP, and we're really going to see it in this hypothetical matchup right here. So starting off with the first few states, I think Vance will probably underperform in Alaska, only winning it by probably by about a 9 point or 8 point victory. Nebraska second would just be likely blue. Again, Iowa, it's such a red state now that I still think even someone as weak as Vance would still be able to carry it by over 10. New Mexico and Virginia would be likely blue. So would Maine and New Hampshire. Vance would probably underperform a bit in Maine second. I think he would only win it by 4 instead of 5 or 6, like Trump would. In the next few states, I would probably put Minnesota as a high single digits victory. I think Harris would probably perform pretty well here. Again, Vance, he did underperform in his Senate race back in 2022, so he really isn't the most electable type of candidate, so I think he would struggle a bit even in the Rust Belt because, again, voters just really dislike the guy. He has a very low favorable ratings, even when compared to Tim Walz. Tim Walz is seen actually quite favorable to voters. So Vance is definitely going to struggle among independents. So let's keep on going with this prediction. Florida, I'd probably put as likely Republican. Again, Florida's kind of a lost cause for Democrats. I just see the state getting redder and redder in the future. Texas, I would probably put it as a lean Republican state. Again, Trump only won it by 5.6%, and with Vance having a lower favorability rating than Trump, like a much more lower favorability rating, I think he's going to really struggle in the state of Texas. Nevada was even put as a lean blue, same with Michigan and Wisconsin. I just don't think Vance has the best populist appeal to do well in Wisconsin and Michigan. Nevada, I just don't see him doing well with independent voters, which honestly hurts him in every single swing state. Vance still gets his state of Ohio, but not by a safe Republican margin. Arizona probably narrowly tilts in favor of Kamala Harris just due to independents breaking her way because Vance is seen as so unlikable. In these next few states, I would even put Pennsylvania. Could Vance make it a tilt blue state? That's a good question because Harris isn't really the most liked candidate in Pennsylvania. I still think it would probably be decently a close state. I would probably still put it as about. Again, he's really disliked by independents, though. That's another thing to consider. So honestly, I think it'd be fine to put as a lean blue state. Georgia, on the other hand, candidate quality wise, Vance isn't the best candidate, so he probably also loses Georgia. North Carolina, it's going to come down to the wire here. Could Vance win? Maybe. But I think he's going to underperform Trump a bit, just with independents as well. His favorability is also underwater in North Carolina. I believe I read polling that said that. So I think he's also not the favorite to win North Carolina as well. So it's a 319 to 219 map. Again, I just see Vance struggling just due to his low favorable numbers, his lack of charisma. He's just seen as generally unlikable. I just think that this map will probably be the result here. Harris probably wins a popular vote in this scenario by about 4.5 points. So that's my prediction if it was Harris versus Vance. Let me know what you think of this prediction in the comments down below. If you're new to this channel, I'd highly recommend subscribing, especially if you enjoy content like this. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.